As understatements go, Jeffrey Epstein was a really bad person. And you and I both know that Trump's relationship with Epstein had its own evil entrails.
I know that these pictures exist. 2 of them with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap.
But honestly, Ghislaine Maxwell, who could be and probably will be pardoned.
This woman is a monster, okay? She's somebody who would go to recruit the little girls for Jeffrey Epstein. Anybody who's got a child in summer camp right now, she would go to the summer camps to find them. And then she would groom them so they would feel comfortable with him. And then she would abuse them and he would abuse them. That's who the Department of Justice decided to talk to today.
But first, here's the breaking news. Yesterday, a federal judge in New York chastised the Department of Justice over its shitty treatment of the women that Epstein and others abused, while at the same time ordering the release of grand jury materials tied to Epstein and Maxwell. Now, the motion to unlock these files was submitted last month by Pam Barbie Bondi.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now.
But now Bondi and Trump's DOJ are saying that not all the documents are going to be available, and then said they would focus on Democrats and not Trump. So what the fuck is Trump hiding?
Why has DOJ not just done one basic thing and gone to the courts and say we want to unseal all the records associated with Epstein?
So this judge just ruled that the documents must be unsealed, but not before scolding the federal prosecutors for what he described as disregard for the women at the center of this case. Well, yeah, and there are hundreds of them. One was abused for years before taking her own life. One said she was 13 when Trump assaulted her.
Trump admitted he knew Epstein for 15 years, even stating that Epstein, quote, likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. In 2021, as part of Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, it was revealed that Donald Trump lied about riding on Epstein's plane. He actually flew on it 7 times. Trump and Epstein were sued by a woman who went by the pseudonym Katie Johnson. Johnson alleged that Trump raped her at a party inside Epstein's New York home.
And of course, the other question here is, why did Mike Johnson delay the vote to allow the files to be released?
Let's cut to it. Speaker Johnson is protecting pedophiles. That's what this is all about. The only reason Adelita Grijalva is not being sworn in right now is because he wants to protect whatever is in those files, all the pedophiles that would be revealed, and he wants to make sure every day that doesn't happen. He has one more day to protect all those pedophiles, whether it's involving Donald Trump or any of his rich elite friends. That is what Speaker Johnson is doing here. Every reason that he has ever come up with has changed from day 1, day 2, day 3. The only thing that's been consistent the whole time is that Speaker Johnson is trying to cover up for pedophiles. Is that clear enough?
Of course, Trump didn't even need a House vote to release the files. Again, what the fuck?
To traffic and abuse young girls without consequence is a nation that has lost its moral and spiritual core. So today we're standing with these survivors and we're giving them a voice. And I want to close by thanking them. They are brave.
The truth needs to come out, and the government holds the truth. The cases that are sealed hold the truth. Jeffrey Epstein's estate holds the truth. The FBI, the DOJ, and the CIA holds the truth. And the truth we're demanding come out.
So Maxwell, serving a 20-year sentence for recruiting and grooming girls for Epstein, is claiming that releasing these grand jury files could undermine her efforts to get a new trial. To which I say, go fuck yourself.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Victims have urged the court to allow public access while insisting that their identities be protected. But they're not. And this is important. Women who have stood up to Trump have had their lives threatened numerous times, from Jean Carroll to Stormy Daniels.
For sitting here talking to me today, you could be fined $1 million. I mean, aren't you taking a big risk?
I am.
I guess I'm not 100% sure on why you're doing this.
Because it was very important to me to be able to defend myself. I was in a parking lot going to a fitness class with my infant daughter. I was taking, the seats facing backwards in the back seat, diaper bag, getting all the stuff out. And a guy walked up on me and said to me, "Leave Trump alone, forget the story." And then he leaned around and looked at my daughter and said, "It's a beautiful little girl. It'd be a shame if something happened to her mom." And then he was gone.
So these women, victimized by Epstein and most likely Trump and others.
I kept my underwear on.
Well, these women have a right to be frightened, citing the Justice Department's failure to notify them before pushing for disclosure. It was plain to see that the Epstein saga in the hands of Trump's DOJ has always been about protecting the men and not these young women.
On July 15th, Trump was asked why his administration has not released as many files as promised.
These files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden.
Those investigations did not occur under Comey, Biden, or Obama. The FBI first investigated Jeffrey Epstein in 2006 and reached a plea deal with him a year later. The president then was George W. Bush. Then in 2019, the Justice Department began investigating Epstein's plea deal. The president during that was Donald J. Trump.
So this judge hammered the DOJ with the truth, saying that while they pay lip service to Maxwell and Epstein's victims, they haven't treated them with the solicitude they deserve. And he added prosecutors have misled victims and the public at large by implying the materials were critical to government transparency, even though they would not add to the public knowledge. They just released their names.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
Just last month, Trump approved a congressional measure forcing the DOJ to release its Epstein files by December 19th. But these don't include grand jury evidence. Judges in Florida and New York are now weighing similar requests to unblock material from previously failed cases against Epstein. So why is this important?
It's not fair.
Well, because Trump, Bondi, Patel, and Johnson are trying to intimidate the victims by leaking their names.
Can you address their substance? Did the president ever spend hours at Jeffrey Epstein's house with a victim?
These emails prove absolutely nothing.
And Ghislaine Maxwell knows everything. She is a sadistic monster who preyed upon these girls as young as 12.
She was inseparable from Epstein for nearly 3 decades, and in that time, she reportedly procured and groomed the middle school and high school age girls that Epstein and Maxwell and others reportedly preyed on.
Virginia Roberts was working in the spa at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach when British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell introduced her to multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein.
The training started immediately. I mean, it was everything down to how to give a blowjob, how to be quiet, be subservient, give Jeffrey what he wants.
But the real story here is twofold. One, what does Maxwell know about Trump and his time with these young girls? And two, why doesn't Trump condemn Maxwell? Could it be that Maxwell had something to do with Trump and Melania? First, when Maxwell was arrested, Trump, fully aware of what she had done, did anything but condemn her.
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly.
And Trump has also publicly kicked around the idea of pardoning her.
Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon.
All right, so Trump pardoned 1,500 people who attacked the Capitol, nearly killed the vice president and the House Speaker, and put 100 cops in the hospital. Trump did that to send a message. MAGA violence against my enemies will be rewarded. And Trump also helped Epstein get a cozy deal in Florida when he was convicted of sex with a minor. The prosecutor who gave Epstein a slap on the wrist, that prosecutor was Alexander Acosta, who Trump then named Secretary of Labor. But Maxwell, she haunted playgrounds and middle schools, grooming young girls to feed to these old men. And that's a fact. So why won't Trump condemn her? This judge is saying what we all know. These young women don't matter to Trump or to the sick cabal of child vultures in his circle. And Trump has the power to make these files go away, just like a darker, more sordid version of his tax returns. But the real obscenity here are the Republicans who just hope this goes away. So the Republican Party has one last chance to save themselves from history books that will tell the truth about these times. Who stood up and who didn't.
You know what's so weird about Project 2025? It comes down so hard on so many different groups of people. It comes down hard on women and single moms and low-income families. It comes down hard on the gays and immigrants. But you know who's like strangely missing from all that? Sex offenders. The people they seem completely obsessed with and calling people that and saying how it's just like destroying America. What a strange omission from their project to fix America and save it from all the dangerous pedophiles. Huh.
So the book on Trump is he turned his sick weakness into a political strength. But that final chapter is still to be written.
How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less.
Hey, Trump, fuck you.
Things happen.
Go fuck yourself.
Goddamn right.
Kept my underwear on.
I'm very excited about that.
We're a nation that speaks English.
Look, if something like this, that thing's so ugly.
They know how to get to me.
Who are you talking to?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donna.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.